The segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still phone Papa Perfie. Whatever gadget you're looking for, mobile phones, television sets, CCTV cameras, we say worry no more, we have got you covered. You can actually send your, download the app, that's a simple thing. Download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app, and purchase any item of your choice. Not just that, if you have further inquiries, you can visit our website, which is www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still and still phone Papa Perfie. Now, I also want to say a very big thank you to all of you that stay glued to your television set for the Father's Day special, for the Big Chef competition. My goodness, the children cooked with their daddies. It was beautiful to watch. What an experience. The mummies were just, on the edge. They just wanted to go into the kitchen to help. But then they said, no, it's Father's Day. We are celebrating fathers. So do your fathers help you in the kitchen? Can your daddy cook? It was beautiful. It aired yesterday at 4 p.m. You can get the footage. There's going to be a replay as well, but it's beautiful. And so go online and watch it. If you missed out on it, it was just something else. Incredible. Daddy's cooking with their children. Don't miss out on it next time. Next week, Sunday at exactly 4 p.m., we'll bring you another episode, which will be sizzling and it will be hot. So don't miss it at all. Now, today on the show, we'll take a look at two main conversations. We're going to take a look at the fuel drop that is happening effective today, where the Levy has been put on hold for now. Government is saying this, when they decided to implement it, there was a public outrage where people were not too happy about the Levy. Hence, there is a bit of halt on it. As to when it will be implemented, we are yet to know. Not just that, we'll take a look at the oral as well, when the Attorney General addressed the press on Friday with regards to what is happening in the NSA. And we say NSA scandal, where 548.3 million Ghana cedis has been lost through corruption. We'll take a look at that particular story as well. But before then, let me go into the newspapers. My name is Roslyn Felly, and I'll go into the newspapers. I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic. State media eye financial relief. Minister appeals to Parliament for tax exemptions. Zoom Lion clarifies status of YEA contract. Oh, wow. I think I'm very interested in this. What did I say? Where is it? I'm not seeing it. It's supposed to be on page 2. Oh. Okay, it's here. It says Accra Zoom Lion wishes to clarify the following for general public, media and all stakeholders about information circulating in the public domain concerning its contracts. This addresses a letter from the Office of the President dated June 11, 2025 regarding our expired contracts with the YEA. Number 1, contract simply reached a natural expiration. 2, full support of competitive procurement. 3, commitment to workers and sanitation goals. 4, welcoming accountability measures and reaffirming commitment to Ghana. 5, Pan-African recognition underscores our impact. 6 is the conclusion. It's not a 6, but it says conclusion. It says, I like the conclusion. Let me read this. It says, in alignment with the reset agenda of government of President John Dramani Mahama, focused on rebuilding equity, sustainability, empowerment, and transformation, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited reaffirms its steadfast commitment to collaborating with the government and all stakeholders. Our shared goal remains to build a cleaner, greener, and more resilient Ghana for the benefit of all citizens. Okay, we hear you. So Zoom Lion has come out to clarify it. Let's see the Economy Times newspaper, which is our next newspaper, the Economy Times. Debt securities in Ghana now to be given investment ratings. 1 Ghana cedi fuel levy is key to Ghana's fiscal recovery, and this is coming from the IMF, but as it stands now, it's been put on hold. Collateral registration framework to be reviewed to conform to changing credit dynamics. That'll be it for the Economy Times newspaper. The next newspaper is the Ghanaian Publisher, the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. Israel-Iran conflict, Mahama fears spike in oil prices and has told the Minister for Energy to keep his eyes really, really tight on it. YEA contract expired Zoom Lion clarifies. So Zoom Lion has made us all aware, and I read a bit of it to you, that, the contract did expire. So it's not that it didn't expire and it was cancelled. No, the contract has expired. They can sit down again and renegotiate, and maybe they'll be given the contract in future. But as it stands now, it's not a cancellation, but rather the contract has expired. Minority slams Dumsor Levy U10. KGL NLA partnership best for lottery sector. And that will be it for the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. The final newspaper is the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Ghanaian Times. 1 Ghana cedi's fuel levy suspended. And like I said, we'll be talking briefly about it. For those of you who don't know, maybe I should just let you understand briefly what the story is saying here. And it says that the 1 Ghana cedi levy suspended. The implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025 Act 1141 has been put on hold until further notice. The government has announced the levy, which imposes 1 Ghana cedis on a litre of diesel and petrol, will only take effect when market conditions are deemed favorable, the government said. The implementation was scheduled to take effect on Monday, 16th of June 2025, after government earlier postponed the implementation date from June 9th. I can confirm that the government of Ghana, as issued by the GRA, has postponed the implementation of the energy sector levies. And this is coming from Richmond Roxon, who is a public relations officer of the Ministry of Energy, and he told Channel 1 TV on Saturday. So as it stands now, it's been suspended. Zoom Lion clarifies status of YEA contract, reaffirms commitment to transparency. Appeal court orders NHC to re-enter Bonitaki Adamalache, the second in register. Black Volta tragedy, and this is sad. I mean, yesterday when I heard of it, I said, no, we are not there again. But unfortunately, we are there again. We didn't wish to get there, but we are there. 7 Laura SHS students drowned. 5 bodies retrieved, 2 missing. Do we have to be here? Do we? We have. I mean, we always say that we are in the 21st century. And so when you hear things like this, it's quite sad. These students were going to school. Must it be like that? We commiserate with the family today. It's quite sad. And so at this time, we can pray with the family that may God help them. And may God grant them inner peace. Because at this point, it's going to be tough. Very, very tough. Anyway, I've been joined in the studio by Honorable Fred Kwesi Agbenyo, who is Member of Parliament for Guad. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Rosalind.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. First time being here?
Yes. I've not been on your show. Today's the first time.
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, so welcome.
Thank you.
Right, and also we have Isaac Ofie joining us on Zoom. Good morning, Isaac.
Hi, Rosalind. Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. But it's bad news and sad news that you spoke about there. It's unfortunate that we are still at this point in the 21st century. So, I mean.
Sometimes we say that, I don't want to say it, but may God grant them peace.
That's what we pray for, yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the NSA scandal. What's happening with the NSA scandal, where 12 NSA directors and staff have been fingered in it, 8 vendors and 1 lawyer. Tell us more about it, Kofi.
I mean, it was interesting, the details that we got to know when the Attorney General actually put out this information. A lot of people were surprised, but we at Joint News Research, we weren't. And as it stands now, all those who are involved are suspects. And so in all my presentation, I would use suspects. I mean, the Attorney General himself calls them suspects, and so nobody has been convicted yet, and nobody has been found guilty. But this morning, one thing that is quite interesting and surprising is the quantum of money involved. And the reason why I said we are not surprised is that when we saw the ghost names, when Fourth Estate put out that investigative report, we tried to understand it and try to see how much maybe the country may have lost through this sort of scheme. And I remember back then in February of this year, we had to do the computation and we got in excess of 500 million Ghana cedis. And when we put out that information, a lot of people were questioning, the credibility and then why we had put out such a big figure in terms of monetary value. But last week we got vindicated when the AG himself quoted a figure around the same region that we actually quoted. And it's not rocket science. You can use the numbers in terms of the ghost names to actually check how we may have lost. But another interesting aspect is the kind of, schemes used by the suspects involved in this NSS scandal. And for instance, the AG mentions four schemes that these ghost names were actually channeled through to get the monies to the intended, destinations. And you can look at the first one, which he said there were some people who were actually blocked due to some of the verification tools that the NSA itself had initiated and the government was backing it. Some of the ghost names were blocked at the entry point, but still, one way or the other, the suspects found ways and means to get payment to these names who got blocked by the NSA registration systems and portals. Another was that there were numbers that exist in the payment records but did not exist on the CMS. That's a system that the National Service used for their verification, and then that's their portal. There were numbers that didn't really exist in terms of NSS numbers, PIN codes, and other, index numbers, if you would like to put it that way, that did not exist on the portal, but there were payments made to these numbers. So the question is, how did that go through the Controller and Accountant General's office? If there is a procedure on how these people must be paid, they must go through a certain verification process. At every point in time, there is that sort of validation before payments are made. So how did numbers that didn't even exist on accepted platforms got to have payment? And there's also the NSA volunteers. So there were people who there were names and numbers that were actually presented as being National Service volunteers, and then authorities went ahead to make payments to them, and some of the schemes were very interesting. And then there were also the bigger part of the pie where NSA management and staff markets brought on vendors who, in the accounts of the AG, some of them were actually companies that were established by individuals and bigwigs in the NSS space, who actually set up these names in terms of vendors to get monies through, and then also payments. But interestingly, just like you put it, the AG is pressing on charges, and then according to him, there are 12 directors and staff who are currently, charges are being pressed against them, and some 8 vendors who are also involved. There were big names that were put out, and that's not the total, but big names because, if you look at the magnitude of the transfers and the connections in terms of what the AG put out, that's why you have the 4 pictures that we have, where if you look at the names put out by the AG, the former sports minister who was at the NSA as an executive director somewhere between 2017 and 2021 was also mentioned in that scandal. And then Gift Owari, who was the former deputy executive director in 2021, also captured in this whole NSS scandal. And then surprisingly, her husband, who is a legal practitioner, was also mentioned by the AG because of his connection with his wife, and in terms of some of the schemes that the AG mentioned were delayed payment to NSS personnel, and then also monies meant for NSS personnel were actually used by the former Deputy Executive Director, who is Gipsy Oware, as collateral to get loans from ADB. Was surprising, a loan in excess of 30 million Ghana cedis, and then that's why her husband was also mentioned. It talks about a company they created called Blocks of Life, consort that was used as a means to get as a collateral to get the loan from ADB, and that was so interesting. And then comes the NSS boss between 2021 and 2025, Osei Sibe, who was also mentioned in the scheme, and according to the AG's accounts, all of them here are still suspect. Nobody has been convicted yet. And then, I mean, if you look at the boss himself, the account given by the AG was that, I mean, some of the vendors who were actually brought on board and got money for work no work done, or works or monies that exceeded the quantum of work that they had done, these NSS directors and bosses will just meet the vendors, and then they have a way that they get the kickbacks. And according to the AG, for Osei to be, for instance, received some of the money in cash and some huge transfers, over 8 million Ghana cedis, on an e-switch card that was meant for he himself as the boss had an e-switch card, and we know the e-switch card is actually for NSS personnel and not possibly the bosses. But there was an e-switch card that was linked to Osei and had a total transfer in excess of 8 million Ghana cedis that went to him from the NSS coffers. And so if you quantify the total amount involved, it's in excess of 500 million Ghana cedis. If you want to quote an approximated amount, that's about 548.3 million Ghana cedis. That's more than 500 million Ghana cedis that was quoted in there. So we tried to actually understand this more, not just look at the figure in total, but to break this down on an annual basis, because the AG actually provided that information. Roslyn, if you look at the trend from 2018 to 2024, one thing that will struck you is what happened in 2022 and 2023. Many people are asking questions. What really happened in 2022 and 2023 that the figure rose to as high as 350.92 million Ghana cedis? It means that was the year that recorded the highest number of NSS ghost names. And in fact, the interesting backstory is that this is the same year that
Okay, I think we have a bit of a network challenge here. I think what Kofi was trying to say
was combining facial validation and other means to block ghost names from entering the system. And around that time, you recall the NSA had put out that bringing on board that sort of app and then that sort of metric, they had been able to weed out in excess of 14 million.
All right, so as we try to fix the internet issues, we come back into the studio where Honorable Ebenezer Nati has also joined in, who's representing the NPP. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Rosalie.
How are you?
By God's grace, I'm doing well.
You don't seem too happy this morning.
Yes, I'm not happy with you.
Okay, what do I do?
And
is it me as an individual?
Yes, you as an individual.
Wow.
I'm not happy with you.
Okay, on this note, then I think I've done something really
and
bad.
Then I'm partially not happy with Sheila too as well.
What happened? What did we do?
Because yesterday was a Father's Day.
Oh my God!
I partially forgive Sheila because she sent an advance wish on Friday. But for you, you refuse. You totally neglected me. And me of all people.
Can I give you a hug?
No.
A hug?
Lunch.
I'll take you out for lunch, Honorable. I promise you this. So please forgive me.
Okay.
I will.
So today is 15, right?
It's today 15 or 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have from today up to the end of June. We are still celebrating.
I'll take you
fathers.
out.
So
I promise you that.
all right. Other than that, you know where I can report you. I'll call her and report you. So let me wish my brother Fred happy belated Father's Day. He's a very good friend of mine. Very, very good friend. We started way back.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes. Way back. We started from your former station.
Okay. TV Africa?
TV Africa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we go there, I think on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Regular panelists on Tuesdays.
Nice.
Very good friend. And the last time I was just saying something that one day he said after the show we were standing outside conversing. After we have the hectic debate. And when we went out, and he advised me on something. And honestly, what he said up to today, I've been constantly be working towards. And one thing I like about, not because he's here, it's not so partisan.
Okay.
That's one thing I like about him. It's not, because it's NDC, because it's MP, we are MP. No. He goes by that's how do you call it, brotherly relation, not politics.
But today the conversation that we have, I don't know if it will be brotherly conversation.
Oh, whatever it is, we'll handle it.
Okay.
But one thing, I'm not happy for him. I'm not happy for him.
Yeah.
That up to today, I've still not heard his name.
What is this?
I have not invited you in my conversation.
Told you that
Rosie, can I also greet?
No, you.
Yeah, I'll let you greet.
Why? You have not greeted?
No, he hasn't greeted.
Okay, then for your information, I'm the class prefect on Mondays, so that's why I have to talk.
That's why I deferred to you. Okay. I came before. I've deferred to you. Class prefect, let me greet you from this country.
So you want to greet, Honorable?
Yes. First of all, let me commiserate with the good people of Laura. I was broken down completely when I heard the news that we lost 7 students.
Yeah.
This morning. I don't know. How couldn't we have avoided this thing? How did it happen? But these things continue to happen this day and age. Couldn't we have put in place, better mechanisms to avoid these things? So life jackets and all those things are they too difficult to procure? We commiserate the parents in particular. It's not easy to give birth to a child, take care of your child all the way to school. The child is not sick. You wake up one morning only to be told that he's been carried away by, whatever it is. It's so sad. And so all of us, we share the pain with the people at the school, the families and everybody. I believe the ministry has issued a statement. They want to investigate. And government will get involved to assist the family even as we find a resting place for our junior brothers who has lost their lives.
Right.
Let me also say good morning to the people of Guan constituency, the place I call the Republic of Sao, and to wish all fathers, happy Father's Day. When it is Mother's Day, it is big news in this country. We all celebrate, we all make news. But when it comes up with the fathers, we pay very, very little attention to it. I'm not
we
surprised
love you, though. We do love you.
Honorable is disappointed that Rosalie could even send a message to you.
I'm surprised.
Honorable knows I'll take him out for lunch, that's why.
Bro, so happy Father's Day.
Thank you, my brother.
Good to see you once again.
Right.
All right, so talking about that, it's all about the NSC scandal where the Attorney General came out to let us know that 548.3 million Ghana cedis has been lost through corruption. And it's an allegation as it stands now. The persons that he actually pointed fingers at, 12 persons, they are NSA directors and staff, 8 vendors, 1 lawyer. And Isaac Ofioje did explain to us what it is. And so let me not talk too much. Let me just ask my guest a few questions on it. Now, 548.3 million Ghana cedis has been lost. From what the investigative journalists, the private investigative journalists, the fourth estate are saying is that it will definitely shoot up. This is not even the actual numbers. The numbers will go up, if more findings are brought to book. Now, again, people are also saying that the Attorney General is playing too much games by addressing the public. If you're doing this investigation, finish it, take it to court. Why keep addressing it? What do you think about it, Honorable?
Well, Ghana is not a poor country. We are endowed with a lot of resources. The problem why we are still where we are today is because of mismanagement, because of corruption, people want to amass at the expense of the generality of the society. That's why we are where we are today. If one institution, look at the breakdown between 2018 and 2019, we are told that 25.85 million Ghana cedis allegedly were stolen from national service. Then between 2019 and 2020, 21.61 million Ghana cedis. Then between 2020 and 2021, 55.67 million Ghana cedis. 2021-2022 year, 61.38 million Ghana cedis. 2022-2023, 350.92 million Ghana cedis. 2023-2024, last year, 32.88 million Ghana cedis. Total amount of money we are looking at, 548.3 million Ghana cedis. One institution.
And it could go more.
Well, as your colleague said, per what they have gathered, they believe we have a bigger number. The amount of money that has gone down the drain is not a small thing. This is not the first time this is happening. I remember when we were in power, before 2016, President Mahama got the same information from the state security that some wrongdoing was going on at national service. And so at that time, I remember he reported to the BNI, the zooming, the investigation. About 151 people were interdicted, monies were retrieved, people were prosecuted and all that. And I thought that was going to bring a finality, to this crime that we are told happens every year. This day and age, with all the technology that we have, how are we able to still generate these huge numbers of ghosts? And then we pay monies to them. And people go behind and go and take the money. It's a syndicate. There's no way one person can succeed at this. They come together. One, the institution that, assuming your institution, say maybe they want 10 national service personnel. They will bring you 10 human beings. Then on record, they will list that they have maybe posted 1,000 people to this place. So at the end of the day, about 90 whatever it is people become free money. They will pay into your account, then they will come back, then you share the amount yourselves. That's what the practice has always been. And that's why we are. There are people who are saying that Attorney General should have just kept quiet, finish the investigation, prosecute the people. You see, we are in a democracy. This is governance. You need to be accountable to the people who have given you the mandate to govern. And so all of us receive call every day. So this oral what has happened to it, all the investigation that people have done, we are not hearing anything. We are not seeing anything. Right. It's only fair and proper that Attorney General that has the mandate who will let the people of this country know that after all, they are not sleeping on their horse at all. It's not as though they have thrown their hands in despair and they are just watching, and that some work is going on. Where they have gotten to at this stage, the fact that it's proper, they let the people of this country know the persons who are allegedly behind this wrongdoing national service and the steps that is being taken by the Attorney General office to make sure that they face the law. So we can only commend the Attorney General, we can only commend the ORA team and all the investigative bodies. We all receive information every day. People call you, people send you messages, this thing happened here, that happened there, and all that. There are several things that are being investigated, people don't know. There are people who are appearing before you every blessed day. People are answering questions here and there. The only assurance we want to give, President Mahama said he's coming to face the country, and we are going to make sure we face this country. Okay. Anybody who has been involved in any wrongdoing will face the law. And just a matter of time, like they will tell you, the will of justice grinds slowly, but eventually it will catch up with you. We don't want the Rambo-style approach. We don't want the booga-booga way of doing things. We are in a democracy, and so rule of law must prevail. People must be allowed to have their day in court, have their lawyers go and defend themselves. If at the end of the day they're able to justify or defend themselves, they go home free. If they found foul of the law will take its own course. Okay. And so that is where we are now. And as I said, national service is just the tip of the iceberg. The information we have, the things we know in other areas, I can only pray and hope And for all of us who are in the public space, we must every morning remind ourselves that it's not because we are the best, there's an opportunity that has come our way, and that whatever we do in the office that we occupy, a day will come when we call upon to account for our stewardship. A day will come where we have to account for the work we have done. And so this thing where when it happens, then we hide behind political parties. Then political party faithful are massing up, trying to stop, the law enforcement bodies from doing their work. I don't think it's healthy. Because
let me ask you this, with regards to the plea bargain, where we are hearing that some of them would want to take the plea bargain, pay, and, not to get prosecuted. Do you think it's a fair one?
Well, as for the money, we need the money.
Okay.
We need the money to fix our roads. We need the money to fix our schools. We need the money to fix our hospitals, to create employment for the young people of this country. So the money, we need it. But we need to do something to serve as a deterrent. We need to go beyond just receiving the money and punish people to serve as a deterrent.
Okay.
That when you are given a position of responsibility, you must be very, very responsible. And that you cannot just do whatever you like. Some of the allegations that they have made, some of these persons, you know them personally, and so you are a bit hesitant to want to go into the substance of the issue. More so when they've not had their day in court yet. It still remains an allegation that has been against them. And so you are a bit careful not to call names and not to say anything that would denigrate anybody's image. But the facts that have been put out are real facts. They are physical facts. And
the ghost names?
The ghost names.
Okay.
There's nothing about it. Monies were paid. It's a reality. People use their money to go as collateral to go and take facilities at the bank. These facts are real facts. Now, we just want to follow due process. Go to court, bring your lawyer. And some of them have been admitted that, yes, they were involved in some of these things. That is why they are pleading that they should be allowed to be paid to pay their money back. Okay. And so but that will not be enough.
That will not be enough. All right, honorable. Thank you.
If you are going to pay, let me just land on this. If you are even going to pay the money back, we need to be able to calculate some interest on it. Because you might have used the money to do some business, you made some profit. You can't just say there's this money and use for a number of years, and when you are caught, so I've given the money to you, and then you go back home and enjoy your booty. That wouldn't be fair in this country.
Thank you so much. Nana Yalsafo has also joined and he's representing Movement for Change. Nana, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing so
Happy
good.
belated Father's Day. I don't want trouble. I want peace.
Oh, no, Father's Day.
I wish you.
Oh, yeah.
I have wished you happy belated Father's Day. Your frame is nice. It's new, right?
No, it's old.
I haven't seen it before.
This is what I've been using for some time now.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just noticing it.
Probably I'm looking more... Because I always remove it when I'm talking.
Okay.
So
all right. Welcome,
maybe.
though.
Thank you, but we'll talk about the Father's Day after the show.
I have wished you.
You have plenty issues.
I tell you. Meanwhile, they didn't wish me happy Father's Day. None of them did. And I'm quiet about it. I've been quiet about it, sir. But it got to their turn, I'm in trouble.
It's unfortunate they always wish us and then they send us messages and boxes and singlets.
You still didn't wish me happy Mother's Day.
See,
but it's okay.
so I've not had any conversation with Nana Yao.
He was watching on his way.
Driving. I don't have a driver.
Even for you, are you surprised at the numbers that are churning out with regards to these allegations?
Roslyn, let me say good morning to our viewers. Yes, I am surprised about the numbers an amount of money that is involved. But one thing that I want to put on record. Before going to Parliament in 2017, one of the people that I've heard of him and I've respected a lot is the current Attorney General. I have a lot of friends who are lawyers who he has taught them, and they all say good things about him. But I'm beginning to be disappointed in him in one way or the other. The public prosecution that he's doing. That's my only problem.
How's this public prosecution?
You are an Attorney General of the Republic. In fact, when you look at the Constitution, that is the only ministerial position spelled out in the Constitution, and the kind of person that needs to be appointed as an Attorney General, because he or she represents the Republic of Ghana. All other appointees that the president appoints them, doesn't matter your background, but they send you to a ministry that the president feels that you will be capable of holding that position. But with Attorney General, it's different. My senior brother, Aini, since assumed office as an Attorney General, every issue that he gets, he hold press conference. And to me, sentence the people already.
How do you sentence somebody when you say it's alleged?
You see, I said sentence in the sense that when a Dubois issue came, that's how he lamented. He has done this, we have gone this, and for what the information that I've gotten, he will go. You have already sentenced the person. So let's assume that you start the proper prosecution and you go to court. And all the issues that you have thrown out there, that people will castigate against the people that you are accusing them, find out that it is not true. What happens? Rosalind, read my lips. I am not against accountability of any government appointee. I am not against. Either in Anado's government, in Kufuor's government, in Atamil's government, in John Mahama's government, I am not against it. Because just as Fred said, go to our villages, even Accra here, Accra, just go to Ashaman, or go to Amasama, Trobo, you go and see the private schools. You go and see people fighting or sharing water with animals. So some of us, when you look at some of these things, it pains us that you have people that will be given an appointment and take advantage of their appointment and be enriching themselves or be doing things that at the end of the day, an ordinary taxpayer will be suffering about it.
Let me clear this. Honorable Yusuf has actually released a statement to let us know that for him, he's not involved.
Yeah, I'll come there.
So he's going to let his lawyers.
Yes, I'll come there. Yeah. So when you come and mention people's name and say, oh, I'll find this, I have done this, I have done this, and then you go to the court and the court say, no, all the evidence that you have put before us is not accurate. Would you come back and do another press conference and say that all the things that I said about these people are not true? I strongly believe that, look, if Dr. Aini have all the evidence that he has gathered from Okudjato's group, Martin Pebu and all those people, and have the evidence, the best thing he needs to do is to start the prosecution.
Okay.
Than to hold press conferences and be, look, we have been in this country. If I'm not too old, but I was around and I saw Obeda Samoa as an Attorney General. I saw Nanado as an Attorney General. Betty Modu Drisu, Matiamidu. But the own is different. I don't think that holding press conferences and be saying all manner of things will solve the issue. I strongly, for me, when I saw these messages and this issue that are coming up, I got so alarmed. You
know, we always say we look up to the worst. Now, this is a standard practice in the United States. And so if we look up to the worst, then we are emulating it here in Ghana. Is it wrong? Because we call on transparency.
Rosalind, yes, we are looking up to them. But the question that I'm asking is that, what about at the end of the day, the people that you are accusing them, it end up.
That's why he used the word.
So will you come back?
He said
no. Did you listen to his press conference when we were doing Eduwain's own? Maybe you just find time.
I did listen.
And just listen.
I did listen, though.
So I am not against it, but I'm saying that get your facts. Because yes, I am so worried. I'm so disturbed. Looking at the numbers and looking at the amount involved, I'm worried about it. So I am saying that it is better for you as an Attorney General that have the powers, that have all the information on your fingertips to deal with the issues. Rosalie, you see, my other challenge about this issue is that at the end of the month, every service personnel, he or she is supposed to send his form to wherever he's doing his service to be validated.
Yeah.
So the question that you ask yourself, the numbers that they are talking about, which institutions were they sent to? And who authorized their validations?
So one of the regional coordinators did mention that one of the challenges they had was that even when the list was brought, they realized that it had been pre-authorized. And they actually raised an alarm that, why are you pre-authorizing it when we are supposed to authorize it? And they will say, we will make sure it's sorted out. And so they actually did mention it, that it was something that was happening when this happened. And so, if we take a look at what is there, the NSS ghost name scandal, we have the 2018 where we see the figures in millions. It was 25.85 million Ghana cedis that was lost at that time. In 2019 to 2020, 21.61 million Ghana cedis lost. Now, it kept on going higher and higher. 2020, 2021, 55.67 million Ghana cedis. 2021 to 2022, 61.38 million Ghana cedis. Now, 2022 to 2023, which we all heard that it was when we implemented the digital system where without your Ghana card, you cannot use, you cannot go ahead and register to be an NSS person. That is when it's shot high or it's skyrocketed. And as of now, another thing that is popping up is that current government is using the same system that that's the previous government used.
Rosalie, my question has still not been answered.
What's your question?
I'm saying that the validation, they do some manually. When I had some about 6-7 months time with Honorable Titus Glover at the ministry, RCC, Regional Coordinating Council, there are service personnel there. At the end of the month, because I was working with one of them, and I saw her filling a form. So I said, what is it? So my national service form. And she has to take it to the administration for them to validate for her before she can be paid. And my question is, which institution was this 90-something thousand, 100,000 people sent to? And who validates their forms for them before they get paid?
The syndicate.
These are questions that we need to know. And what is going to happen to those people too as well if indeed they have been sent to those institutions?
Would you be happy if the Attorney General addresses the press and tells us this?
I don't need a press conference to tell me that. I'm saying that if he feels that the wrong things has been done, the best thing is to prepare himself and go to court and deal with the issue.
But you're asking questions, so don't you want to answer?
But the questions, I'm not asking him to come and tell me, holding a press conference and tell me the issue. Because when you take them to court, that is where all these things will unfold. That's where Ghanaians will know how truth is what you are talking about. And I think that if we don't do that, it will be extremely difficult for some of us to believe in the numbers and the amount that are being involved. And just as I said, I am not against any former government appointee or current government appointee being called to account for his or her stewardship, because even in the Bible, it said we'll be accounted for the work that we are doing one day. So even on this earth, and we are given a position that NSS director, minister for this, and people felt that something wrong has gone on at your ministry or department or agencies, come and answer. I have no problem with it. My only problem is the public prosecution that he has started.
All right.
He should go to court. He has all the information. He has all the documents. He should go to court and make sure that monies is being retrieved. If money is not, if they have not done anything wrong, they are free. If indeed they have done something wrong, the law should deal with them. I am not going to say that, because it's my government. No, I don't go by that. But I am saying that he should do the right thing. They might even go to court.
Okay.
That at the end of the day, all the allegations that they have leveled against him, it's not just as Yusuf have said. Yusuf said, look, and the issue that you are raising, I am innocent about it. But because he was a former director, you are accusing him of something that he has no knowledge about. Right. And I think that is not right.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. Nana, the plea bargain that we are hearing some of them want to take, where they will pay the monies and walk free, some Ghanaians are not too happy about it. Do you think that the government should go ahead with a plea bargain if these persons are found guilty?
Thank you very much, Rosalind, and good morning to my brothers. Fred, it's been a while. Yes,
What is the baby? Is that project thing?
yes, he understands. So
that's what I was saying that he said I shouldn't say it.
Which one?
The way.
Oh, we are not discussing this.
Oh, why is he? Edmund is so mischievous. So let's it's something else.
Let's not forget that in 2020 to the year 2024, you and I were equal.
20 what?
2020. Okay, 2021 to 2024. We were equal. What did they have appointments? So why?
Oh no, he never got an appointment though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so why?
It's not necessarily being a minister or deputy minister. At least you can get some board.
Oh, Rosalind.
Did you get?
Yes.
Which board?
I was on railway board.
Which one?
We hear you.
Which one?
We hear you.
Don't let me say things. So, I'm just appealing to president. He's a very good friend of mine. That even if you don't give him the 4, that is one out of the 4 that is left, you give him a very good board. So that at least I can go and visit my brother.
Eben's problem was because he supported Alan.
Hey, that's no way. I cannot discuss Alan here. Go straight to the
So you see, Rosalind, it's an interesting occurrence. The events that are unfolding are so very much interested, and it is good for Ghana's democracy. It is good for our rule of law, and it's kind of is bringing out to the public and to all of us an opportunity to understand and know what happens when we say the Attorney General is working and is prosecuting and is in court. It kind of brings to bear, if not for everything for us to see, but to know, but for the purposes that we are able to hear and get to know where we are heading to as a country after all the noise that have been made. I think that the press briefings by the Attorney General, it's very key and is important. We should encourage him to do more of it. And this would kind of deal with issues of ambiguity and dilemma that always runs through the minds of citizens. You know, when you have heard or you have had the opportunity to read some documents that are confidential and you are not part of the team, you do not have a better understanding of it. But when the Attorney General has taken his time to explain, all right, what they are doing, it gives better clarity. So from the pre-investigations to where we are today. And I mean, if you had followed him keenly, the earlier press briefing he did was pre-investigation. So it did not come up with even the proposed charges. But as at the last time he addressed the press, he was able to emphatically state the kinds of charges that they are going to push in court. And so I think that it brings some clarity to the matters. Just as you see, when we want to play politics with it, that is where we would want to interpret these press briefings just like the way Agbenyo was interpreting them. nobody has said that any of these persons are guilty. Nobody has said that they are criminals. All that they are saying is that these are suspects. Now, the Constitution or the Criminal Code of Ghana, all right, I mean, if you're talking about Criminal Code 1960 Act 29 as amended, I think so, makes it very clear when we are talking about suspects. It gives a clear definitions when you are talking about some of these investigations. When you have reasonable information to be able to allege beyond your own understanding or thinking that Mr. A has committed or is about to commit a crime, you are able to state it in perspective. It does not mean that you have ruled or you have passed judgment.
About for what Eben is saying, and I just want to find out. He's saying that when you do these things, you tarnish their image. Now you go to court.
Nobody's image is tarnished.
Okay.
Nobody's image is tarnished. All they are saying is that, listen, we have given the Attorney General a job to do. If you read the Constitution 1992, all right, the aspect that talks about the Attorney General, I think Article 88, it gives the role the Attorney General actually plays, all right. Now, you would notice that the Attorney General of Ghana is the Minister of State and the principal legal advisor to government. And the Attorney General is the main person who does all criminal prosecutions. Now, if we have given him as a country this office to hold, who or to whom does he hold accountability to? If I have given you, if Rosalind, you are my lawyer, and I have given you a job to do, and you have come back to report to me, is that not part of the work you are supposed to do? Who should the Attorney General report to? Who should he give the progress report to? He is only giving Ghana the progress report. You understand? He is not the lawyer to the president, though. He is the chief legal advisor to the country.
Yeah, the government.
To the government. Who is the government? The people of Ghana. And so if we are saying that our money is lost, and we have taxed you to go and look for the money,
So he has to come
and you have made
that, right?
some progress, is it wrong that you come to give us a progress report? No. But you see, unfortunately, we want to play politics with it. Yet, we wake up every day and then we would accuse governments, not just this government, even the previous government, that they are not telling us what is happening. You say people are corrupt, but we don't hear about the things they have done. You say you are in court. What is happening in court? People then begin to misinterpret information. What he is doing gives clarity and deals with misinformation, misinterpretations. You understand me? I mean, at the end of the day, you and I know that these individuals would have their day in court.
But why are you surprised with the numbers that came out? 548.3 million Ghana cedis so far.
No, I am not surprised. I am not surprised because, you see, what I am surprised at is why we don't have information from 2017 to 2018 or 2019. Am I right?
We don't have information on 2017 to 2018?
Yes.
How?
What do you have 2018, 2019?
We have 2018, 2019. So you want
between
to start with
2017
Okay.
2018, what happened?
Okay.
They cannot just get up and start from 2018. They started from somewhere. So Ghanaians are asking,
Okay.
if you have been able to do from 2018 to 2024, the 2017-2018, let us know what happened.
Okay.
You understand me? So that we know that you have done a whole audit of the entire NSS from when the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia administration took.
Okay.
That 1 year gap, because somebody does not just get up in a day to commit crime.
So when they were taking over, how was it like?
When they took over, how was it like? What has been the numbers? But you see, one thing we would also want to deal with, I do not want us to limit this prosecution, investigations and prosecutions to the Office of the National Service Authority and the workers and the vendors. The banks that these transactions took place ought to be investigated.
Right.
Correct.
Number one, as a loans officer, you have a responsibility to conduct due diligence. I have worked as a loans officer before. I was an officer in charge of credit.
Okay.
You conduct due diligence. How on earth do you request for documents of someone who is seeking for a loan, and the person comes to tell you that I have a contract with
1 minute more, Nana.
company A? The person submits the documents to you, and just on the surface of the document, you pass it. No, you ought to be able to move a step further to find out whether or not indeed the contract is valid. So the Attorney General comes to tell us that one of the suspects took some documents to ADB to seek for a 30 million Ghana cedi loan. On the premise that the person has a contract with NSS to supply. Then at the end of the day...
Because Attorney General mentioned the name of the person.
At the end of the day...
So why don't you mention the name?
At the end of the day, the loans officer does not do due diligence. Then the Attorney General comes to tell us that even that company we are talking about is not on the list of vendors that does supply for NSS. So how was that loans officer able to pass that document? You see, and we are always limited to the vendors and the NSS persons. It is a whole syndicate. It's an organized crime. And so whoever is involved, the persons who authorized the loan, those that did the disbursement, those that passed the documents, ought to all be investigated. All right.
Okay, let me read a few messages. Akisme has sent us his first message, and he says, I agree the evidence-based prosecution is crucial. The Attorney General's stance ensures fairness and upholds the rule of law. Without sufficient evidence, cases can be weakened or dismissed, undermining justice. Let's prioritize thorough investigations and robust evidence to support convictions. The last time Honorable Ebenezer Zanate was asking, is that the same Akisme? Yes, he's the same person. Buta Abatoa Nasawase says kudos to the Attorney General for his bold and sweeping actions to prosecute both past and present individuals allegedly involved in corrupt practices. This is a kind of decisive leadership the nation needs to recover stolen state funds. We must rally behind him and fully support to ensure every person wrongfully taken is returned to their national coffers. With President Mahama's visionary leadership, these funds can be put to productive use, developing our country and stabilizing the city for the benefit of all Ghanaians. Good morning, beautiful Rosalind, and good morning to your viewers. This morning, I believe everyone listening to you will be sad about the sad tragedy at the Black Volta. But my question is, why can't the authority and WAEC allow the people to write the exam in their various JHS classrooms so that this unfortunate incident could be avoided? From Major Northeast. Fred from Adabraka, good morning. The NPP man has not been following the issues. Are you sure he's not? He says that it was said that by the time department wants to approve the supposed ghost names, it had already been approved. Honorable, so this is what I was telling you. So it was actually said by the time they had to approve, it had already been approved in the system. Yes. And they always raised concerns about it, saying that we are the ones to approve. So why are you approving it?
Okay, so the hard copy that we send from the institution, before it gets to
it's been approved.
Wow.
Yes, which is not supposed to be. Which they actually made them aware that
how do the districts also get an alert that it has been approved at the headquarters?
So
they have the software?
No, so it's the software. So by the time they get it in their system, it's been approved. District raised concerns that I am the one supposed to approve it. Why are you approving it? The headquarters will say, oh, we will let you know, when it's rectified.
I mean, there's no need for the district even to approve.
Exactly.
If you can do it at
exactly. So that's what happened. Okay. And he also says that approved in the system. Secondly, if a press is held on a not when you are acquitted irrespective of whether people have heard it or not. The people in the court will certainly hear of the case when trial is going on before judgment, which is just equivalent to we ordinary people hearing it from the AG's press. All right. Good morning, Roslyn. Honorable, I'm reading. Good morning, Roslyn. I believe the legal words used by the Attorney General were alleged and suspect. If these words could be mentioned and someone's name is tarnished, then the NPP communicators must all be on their knees pleading with President Mahama by now for naming him here and there in the Airbus scandal. Banini Moses Jr. inside Qatar. Good morning, Madam Roslyn. Prosecuting people in the court of public opinion is becoming unbecoming of the AG. He is losing relevance. He did not prosecute them. See, let's get our things right and let's get our facts right. He actually said it was allegations and he said they were suspects. There was no prosecution whatsoever. He didn't say that they were criminals. Please, let's clear it, okay? I'll continue to read it. The AG is declaring people guilty. Well, unfortunately, I'll have to stop it because he never declared them guilty. Thank you so much. Good morning, Roslyn. And your panel members, corruption in this country is becoming worrisome. That is why our country is not developing roads, infrastructure, dilapidated schools. Unemployment situation in this country is very bad. That is why nowadays youth engage in nefarious activities, drug abuse, high rate of robbery, and politicians are stifling our coffers. God save this country. Mahmoud Adam Zabenugu. Master planner from Junior Kintempo. What at all is wrong with the NSS Secretariat? Well, it's now called the NSA Secretariat. In 2014, Alhaji Al-Hassan Moro, the executive director of the NSS, and 36 others were charged with stealing of 86.9 million Ghana cedis through fraudulent payments to ghost service personnel. In 2015, the BNI retrieved 30 million Ghana cedis from some of the accused individual, which was part of the stolen funds. What happened to the case? Today, another one is in. President Mahama should go back in the docket to deal with both cases. It is Ghana's money and not for any party. The woman, if found guilty, must face the law squarely. No communicator will entertain pen robbers. Good morning to my senior Honorable Ni Na Nati, solid communicator, Master Planner, Junior Kintampo. And Master Planner is a serious NPP member who always speaks on behalf of NPP. So listening to him or having this message from him this morning tells us that he's not here for corruption. It's not about politics. It's about us getting the things right. Honorable Agbenyo, what do you think about it?
Yeah, you see, when it comes to Ghana, it's Ghana. I always say this country is bigger than all of us and all our political parties and affiliates, what have you. It's about our country. When the roads are not in good condition, it affects all of us. Mm-hmm. When the schools are not in good condition, it affects all of us. If you go to a hospital and there are no beds, there's no medication, it affects everybody. And so it doesn't matter where you belong. If it is wrong, it is wrong. And I have always said this. Some of these persons might have looted this money, took to their homes to go and enjoy. Mm-hmm. Then just for the fact that you're a party member, then you'll be on the streets, demonstrating, running around, going and sleep on the floor, and be somersaulting as though they share the booty with you. Sometimes I don't get it. I'll sit in the comfort of my room. I'm not going to be part of it. So for me, and we must be very careful, both NDC and NPP in particular, both of us must be very careful. When people are engaged in wrongdoing, let them face the law. Don't say that because they are NDC people or the NPP people, we want to use the political party to protect them. It's not good. It's not helping this country. Right. And that is why people will continue to do their wrong things. They went to arrest somebody And before Mumbro, Ghana for Munsori, like Ghana for Nazuma.
Anyway, let me read more messages. Central says, good morning, Rosalie. First of all, happy birthday to Luke Musa, member of NPP social media team. Do have a blissful birthday celebration. It's only this NDC Attorney General who has elected to prosecute people in the media rather than the competent court of jurisdiction. Anyway, a very special greetings to Honorable Charles Oting, OT Assistant Secretary. Hopeful. All right, this from Nana Nab. Okay, good morning, Madam Roslyn, and your panelists. I'm Big Alasko from Garu, Tempani, and my greetings to all the youth in Tempani constituency. How can people be wicked like this? Some people are in the various prisons for minor offenses like stealing a fowl, cassava, goat, which doesn't cost the country any big money, but imagine these ghost name scandals, which cost the country millions of cedis. These people must go to prison and at the same time pay the money with compound interest. I'm sad people want to be rich without working for it. Akonsi Gariba from Tamale says that, may I know whether President Mohammed's suspension of the fuel levy is a result of the Iran and Israel conflict? If the Russia-Ukraine war wasn't a problem to Ghana's economy, according to President Mahama and his NDC colleagues, they should resist to blame Ghana's economy to Israel and Iran conflict. The truth shall make Dr. Alhaji Baumia the next president of Ghana. Dear Roslyn, given the magnitude of the scandals, thievery and corruption under the Eswal Akufo-Addo's government is mind-boggling, and I thank God the NPP government was booted out of power in 2024 general elections so that the criminals can face accountability and prosecution. I am not surprised that a staggering amount of 548 million Ghana cedis hits the Ghana National Service Authority under the watch of Akufo-Addo, because he himself got the accolade of Mother Serpent of Corruption. Well, this accolade was given to him by somebody. Well, indeed, generality of Ghanaians are enjoying good governance of His Excellency John Mahama, so the NPP minority in Parliament can do a weekly demonstration. We don't care. The NPP government has a den of criminals. The one Ghana cedi levy has been postponed the second time because His Excellency John Mahama is a listening president, unlike Akufo-Addo. Good morning, dear Chelsea Champo. All right, so I'm interested in what you're discussing. Can I know, Honorable Ebenezer Nafi? I mean, once we are on air, I know you are discussing the scandal. Yes.
No, we're not discussing that. No.
Tell us what you think about it.
Maybe their mics are picking.
Be frank. Let's remove our party colors. You are not happy.
Roslyn.
Yes, you are not happy. I overheard you.
No, you didn't hear me.
Yeah,
don't put words in my mouth.
You are not happy. Are you happy?
No, but I've said that.
Yeah. No, but
I said it from the beginning.
He wouldn't be happy Ghana's money is getting.
Exactly, and I said it from the beginning.
But what
I am not happy about is the way the AG is going about.
No, that's the style we have chosen.
That's
but if indeed what he's saying is the facts, I am saying that there's a need for him to go to court and get our money and get the person being prosecuted.
Okay, so do you think these people, the money should be taken from them with a plea deal, or it should be take money and still prosecute?
I agree with Fred.
Okay.
That if we don't send a precedent, people will continue to be embezzle funds if indeed these allegations are true. But then you say that, oh, okay. The last time when I came here, I said the same thing. That look, I am not so much into sentencing people and be saying that come and do this. It is our man that we need. But for it to send a precedent or for others to also learn from it. Because if today that I'm fighting for Fred, if the 4 he's giving 1, and you go and sit there, because somebody has not been dealt with, he will do the same. And then after that, he will come and what? Pay. Meanwhile, he has invested the money, he has gotten so much interest at the expense of me and you.
Yeah, and the sad part is that there were some NSS personnel who had delays in receiving their money just because some of the monies were used for transactions.
Oh yes, no, it's they use them for caller. They use them for caller accounts. Not only as
not even allegation. That's not allegation. No, some of them. I said, 6-7 months I was with Titus at the RCC. Some of them sometimes 3 days, 4 days they have not come to work.
You don't have change.
It's because you don't have money.
Yes.
And the person, somebody lives at Malam, Bawe. There's about 20 cities in and out. He doesn't have the money. So I know we have all done our service. We know what we go through if the money is not. it takes some months before the money comes. So if the money has been paid by government, and then you will go and invest the money and benefit out of it at the expense of the one who is working. Some have to walk some distance. Somebody will come to the office and will not eat, all because somebody is investing his or her money for his personal gain. For that one, for me, I will not support it.
Okay, fantastic.
To be very honest, the greed in our country is just too much. You know, sometimes you ask yourself, what are we looking for? How many rooms can you sleep in?
It's the pressure of the people.
How many cars can you drive?
You just want to please people.
How are you pleasing people by probably?
If what the AG is saying, what at all will you go and buy what? $100,000 for what?
If it's true.
If it is true, for what?
Somebody bought a watch for $100,000.
You buy a bag and then you go and display it. I bought this 50,000.
If it's a watch you are talking about that I know, it is not 100,000.
Because
it's 1 million.
200 and.
There's some that.
If I have that money, that $100,000.
Is it a Richie Miller watch?
Yes.
Okay.
If I have that money, I'll go to my hometown.
That's what we.
Pam here, and go and build a tea compound to take care of my people. And at the end of the day, I'll get something out of it. But what material things? Why a picture?
The point, but you see,
that's if it's true.
That is if it's true.
As we are discussing this issue, we should deal with the issue of mindset change and self-audit or lifestyle audit.
That's why Parliament says coming out with a. Is it a bill or something?
If you look into our great transformational plan, this is one thing that we push so much about the lifestyle audit. Today, you would notice that some of these individuals who had absolutely nothing, okay, who could not even fuel their own cars, driving in cars that are extremely expensive. Some of them drive in X7s, E-classes, S-classes, Maybachs, and you'd ask yourself, can their salary cater for this? And they go for functions, they dash out money as if there is no tomorrow. But we are the cause, the society is also part of this whole.
If you have values, why will you let society make a decision for you?
No. If you are not strong on your values, not that they do not have values, if you are not strong on your values, and if you are not bold enough to face society, you'll be pushed to live a certain lifestyle that will blow your own self.
Okay, let me read a few messages. Good morning, the Attorney General has done a great job by updating the nation. This is a warning to a current regime. Any public officer found culpable should face the laws of this country. Corruption is our main enemy to development. My NPP brother should stick to the issues and leave the AG alone. He's only accountable to the people, not him. And this from Big J Tamalis. Big J, please, next time, your shorthand is very difficult to read. So please, let's go the right way. If you want to write there, use the THE, the right way, because this is TV. Thank you so much. Good morning. Essentially, we need to be serious in this country, especially with the drama and settings government led by President Mahama. Nurses are on strike, and the government is rather engaged in this propaganda with the closure of radio stations to divert the attention of the public. Health is key, and healthcare delivery is essential. And President Mahama must step up and show leadership to end this strike action by Ghana registered nurses. Haven't they put the strike on hold? The strike is on hold, darling. Or let's probably you're not following us. They put it on hold on Friday, early in the morning, around 9 a.m. They brought out the statement. I believe
he typed the message a week ago. Every morning.
All right, so good morning. The AG works for the state, and I will advise him to start working towards setting up a close prosecution. Honorable Eben, keep shining. Greetings to lawyer Justin Kodia, the most general, and Honorable Parker. Greetings to you, Transa, aspiring youth organizer, Ablekuma Central. Good morning, Madam Roslyn. Any found culpable of any crime should be dealt with without fear or favor, as no one is against accountability. But the AG mode currently is not helping, as he seems to be prosecuting suspects in the public court. Nanton, the AG actually did say that it was an allegation and say they were suspects. Good morning, Roslyn. I think the AG is doing the right thing. He has to inform the public for any wrongdoing that's ongoing in any institution. We thank him, Robert Youngson from Caicos. I'll read the last one, and I will go and take our next topic for today. Good morning, Madam Host. Please accordless the family of the lost families who lost their awards in the Laura SHS saga. We want those MPs who took double salaries, they should be held accountable. All right, thank you so much. Keep your messages coming in. I'll be reading more messages pretty shortly. Now,
Rosalind,
yes.
I think that there's a point that Nana Yao made, that as a society, we need to soberly reflect on. It appears this day and age, all we do is to celebrate people who are holding cash. Nobody's interested
churches, you know.
in our churches. Yeah. The seat you are given, where you sit, the way you are honored. Once you are driving the best car, you have money to give, nobody's interested in the source of the money. Nobody's interested. A young girl who doesn't work returns home with huge money, and the parents are happy. Everybody's happy. Nobody's interested. Where is the money coming from? You know, and so we need to crack the whip. You see, we should stop protecting people and say the kind of things we are saying. What the AG is doing is the best for us. You see, what corruption hates is sunshine. If you don't want your name to be mentioned and bastardized around the place...
In Tree, it is called Ketasishe.
Ketasishe.
It doesn't want to come in the...
It doesn't want to come to the public domain. And what do we gain if we go and put people out in Sawam? Really? Then be feeding them on top?
No, they should get us our money, that's all.
We should get the money. Some of the people, if it is true that the law proves them guilty, we don't need to leave them to Sawam. Get them community job to do. Let them go and visit gutters. Let them go and sweep the streets. Let them do something to serve as a deterrent. You know, so for me, it's not about go and keep them out and swam. Really, what do we gain?
Right.
You understand? So this whole issue, again and again, I would say, when people are involved in wrongdoing, let us political parties stay off it. Let the people have their own day. Let them go and account for their stewardship. Let them go and answer their questions. At the end of the day, it is proven that they've not done anything wrong. The law will let them go.
Okay.
No, just 30 seconds to add up.
Okay,
you see, these things, we have to start them from our schools. I think in one of our media press, during the elections, Alan Tremanti made that comment that some of these things ought to start from our schools. Today, Ghana, you would go to a secondary school, a senior high school, and you see these kids holding iPhones that they themselves and their parents cannot afford. You would find, as you're saying, a young girl who is not working, and the person is staying in a room or an apartment that is more than my salary. And they will tell you point blank that they cannot live in certain areas because of society. But if we're able to start the discipline from our schools, from our classrooms, all right, in our universities. When I was in the Polytechnic, all right, we had lecturers who would walk students out. You wouldn't sit in his lecture room because of what you are wearing. We had a security man on Tamale Polytechnic campus who would not allow you to park your car as a student where lecturers would park their cars. And there are certain cars that you drive to school, you know, these sports cars that make noise. He will not allow you to bring it onto campus. But what do we find and see today? You go to the Legon campus, you go to the KNUSTs, whilst lectures is going on, students drive cars as if they are
making noise and all of that.
And we allow them, and lawyers will come and tell us that
human right.
Anyway,
they have the right
to call it human right.
You also want to say something briefly. All right.
Some of your testers raised issue that what the AG is doing is right thing. What I said was that he's in this Constitution, 1992 Constitution, he's the only person spelled out in the Constitution for his appointment. I am not against him prosecuting anybody that is being found guilty or he has embezzled funds. I'm not against it. But what I am saying is the public trial before you send the person to court. Rosalie, if today you sit
Public
here,
information. It's not public.
if you sit here today, you have been accused of something that you have not done, or maybe you have done. And then it comes out that, oh, all the allegations that we level against Rosalie is not true. How will you feel? After you ridicule the person, after allowing people in the public to tarnish the person's image and a reputation, then the court says that all your information that you have presented to us is not right. What will happen? Will you go back and do a press conference to exonerate the person that, oh, all the things that I said about him or her is not true?
Okay.
Honorable,
Thank you very much.
and don't forget, the person also have family.
Because of the life
The person also have children. You go to school and they say that, oh, your mother is being accused of doing this. And
Thank
I don't think it is
Rosalie, I think that my brother is not averting his mind to one thing. When you go to court, it's a public space. Everything that transpires in court is within a society.
How many people get that?
Hold it. Oh, these days, almost every media house has people who report from the court.
See, let us be clear. The AG has a responsibility.
If a reporter is giving a report from the court, it's different from the AG. Coming and having a press conference is different altogether.
But the AG has a responsibility.
Do press conferences.
Aside being the lawyer of the state, he is a minister. And he owes Ghanaians that reportage. That
let's move on to the next. Okay, fair enough. So one side says take the matter to court, the other side says what the AG is doing is right. Now, GRA has issued a statement with regards to the payment of the levy that was supposed to be used to help improve our energy sector, and this is what it says. Postponement of tariff interpretation order on the implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025 Act 1141. This directive is issued to postpone the implementation date of the Tariff Interpretation Order, TIO number 2025/004, relating to the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025 Act 1141. This follows a directive from the Minister of Finance after consultations with stakeholders. Accordingly, the increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy, ESSDRL, for selected petroleum products, which would have taken effect from the 16th of June 2025, has been postponed. A new effective date will be communicated in due course. Thank you from Mr. Anthony Kwesi Sapon, Commissioner General, and it's for all ports and stations. And so as it stands now, Ghanaians were told that it was supposed to have been implemented today. We're supposed to start paying the tariff from today, but it's been postponed. But hey, there's also good news. The good news is that when you go to the pump, effective today, fuel prices have been dropped. And talking about the drop, you want to know how much fuel prices. So fuel prices to fall from June 16th due to postponement of the levy. And so if you go to the fuel pump today and you want to buy, I just want to give you a few figures. All right, so based on the pricing outlook from June 16th to 30th, 2025, the Joy business has secured from the oil marketing companies a litre of petrol is likely to be sold at 11 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos. You're excited, right? 11 Ghana cedis, 77 pesos. This will represent a drop of between 1.1% and 2.25%. Now we take a look at diesel. Diesel will be sold at 12 Ghana cedis, 13 pesos, and it has gone down as much as 4.3%. Also, LPG is expected to decline by 3.2%, and this will result in a kilogram being sold at 13.30 Ghana cedis. And so this is what it stands now. It looks like it keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. Honorable Ebenezer, I'm coming to you.
He can drive his vehicle.
It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. But the suspension of the D-levy, as your party term it, the D-levy.
How do you determine?
It's energy sector levy.
when we introduced the
e-levy,
how did you call it?
You said electronic levy.
So how were you?
But this one didn't say Dumsor levy.
No, you.
I said e-levy because it was electronic levy.
And this one is what?
Energy sector levy.
So how
you
do you
could have
call
done
it?
the ES levy.
So what do you call it? What do you call it?
It's energy sector levy.
That's how you call it.
It's supposed to be another ES levy. So probably this is ES levy. I'm just saying.
Allahu Akbar.
I haven't done anything.
Rosalind.
I didn't bring the term e-levy though. It was from your camp. Yes.
So this also came from the NDC. They said that there's a minority.
They said the Dumsor levy.
Yeah, what is so Dumsor is what?
Did they say that? Is that what they said? Did they say the Dumsor levy? Or they said energy sector levy?
Spell Dumsor.
Anyway, you let's continue.
No, spell Dumsor.
Because of
what
time.
letter do you start with? What letter do you start with Dumsor?
No, cut us. You make your point though.
Rosalind.
Yes, honorable.
I am happy that the president and the Minister for Energy have listened to Ghanaians and have decided to suspend the Dumsor levy because there was too much inconsistency between the minister and the president. The president who appoints you say A, the minister who you are working for the president say B. So there was even from their end, there's a confusion. Because somebody says that we are going to use this money to buy fuel to power the generators for you to get lights. One other person says that we are going to use the money to pay our debts. So even from their circle, they are even confused as to what exactly they are going to use the money for. Now, they have decided that, look, what Ghanaians are saying, our confusion ourselves, that we don't know exactly when we are going to use the money for, let's suspend it and let's come back to the drawing board. I have heard a lot of the people in the energy sector, everyone saying, OPEC, those people.
OPEC.
Yes. I have heard a lot of them coming out to say that the timing of what's the president that asked Ato to run to to Parliament, which I'm informed that since they were sworn in on the 7th of January, the 182 or 183, they have not even had more than 100 people coming to Parliament. That day, almost all of them came to just pass. And that's one thing that I keep on saying that, look, it is not helping us as a country. When you are being whipped, then we'll just be following it. It is not right. I know for a fact that I have spoken to some colleagues of mine, former colleagues of mine and colleagues of mine in Parliament today, on the other side, that is the NDC. I've not spoken to Fred yet. I don't know his stand on it. But there are other people I've spoken to who were not happy about this 1 cedis.
Let's wrap this in a minute, okay? Unfortunately, time.
They are not happy about it. But they have no choice. It's the president says, let's follow it. So I am happy. But I will not be surprised that they will come back and start the implementation. It's supposed to start today. And then you come and tell us, Rosalie, tell me, be honest. Were you in church yesterday? Mm-hmm. Were you in church? Mm-hmm. You drive? Mm-hmm. You drive? Mm-hmm. Have you been to the filling station and asked the fuel attendant to give you 1 liter before? As in fuel or diesel, whatever you use.
Everybody and how they buy their fuel.
How do you buy yours?
I buy a full tank in a week.
A full tank
yes.
in a week?
Yes.
So you don't buy in gallons?
No.
You don't have a gallon in your car that you go and...
I buy a full tank.
So you don't buy liter?
I buy a full tank in a week.
Fine. So how many people go to the filling station and go and buy 1 liter of fuel?
Everybody and how they want to buy it.
So how many people... have you seen somebody... a liter?
I have
seen. You take a gallon that you're going to buy 1...
I have seen.
Hey, Rosalie.
The commercial drivers, they do that.
Whatever we do today, we'll be accountable to God one day.
The commercial drivers...
And they'll go and buy 1 liter?
Yes.
What will 1 liter take you?
I have seen it so many times.
So 1 liter?
Yes.
So how many liters do motor ride?
1 liter?
Yes.
The motor
buys.
How many liters?
Fine. If you have seen some before, God,
but I have.
You are my witness. That's what Rosalind is saying.
A minute, Honorable.
Rosalind,
yes.
Nobody goes and buy 1 liter of fuel at the filling station or diesel.
People buy.
What is the argument?
Fine. My argument is that, so when you come and tell me that 1 cedi, it's not 1 cedi. It's 4 cedi 50 pesos of a gallon. Now, with that 2 pesos. So you come and tell me that it's one, so that it's in the minds of people, it's 1 cedi. It's not 1 cedi. It's even approximately 5 cedi. So every gallon of petrol I buy, I pay 5 cedi in addition. Okay. Now you say you are suspended. Why? We are waiting. Now we are being told that, if care is not taken, the fuel price, the suspension, but I have a write-up of, how do you call it, your own call it, I'll be going there, that the PRO saying that it's as a result of Iran, Israel. Mm-hmm. That's what, because these are the 2 leading producers of crude. So therefore, definitely, so the fuel price will be going out in the world market. So if you implement this and this one comes, then that means Yamutu. So let's suspend this. I am hoping, and I am believing, just as you have said, that today fuel price will be dropped. Hallelujah. When it drops,
you'll be happy about it. All right.
Why would I be happy? Because the money will not come to you.
All right. Thank you very much.
At least it will save you some money for our lunch.
The lunch is very important. Honorable, please make your point.
Sometimes when I hear my brothers in MPP talk about the energy sector the way they do, I cringe. I get surprised. Okay. The energy sector, look at the investment that President Mahama did in the energy sector before we left office. I recall when we introduced the ESLA, the energy sector levy, the kind of things they said in this country, the noise they made about it. Remember when they came into office, that levy raked in so much money. And the whole idea was to retire all the debts within the energy sector, get a clean slate. Because there's no way an energy can be industrialized.
They collateralized it
without the energy sector. What you did, you collateralized that particular levy, that's true, and took money in advance, as usual. Chop, as though there's no tomorrow. NPP came into us for 8 years. Ask him to tell you if they did any investment in the energy sector. They left the sector in debt. The IPPs, we can't even pay them. ECG is on its knees. Almost all the energy sector institutions are struggling to survive. And yet these are the same people who makes the loudest noise. They jump on radio, they jump on TV. The price at which you left well before we came into office. Even with this increment, we are still better than yours.
A minute more.
Oh, a minute?
Yes, unfortunately. We have to end
we are even still, if Ghanaians like, let us go take the fuel price back to where it left off. So we should sit down and allow the sector to collapse. Which one Ghanaians prefer? That we pay 1 cedi per liter so that we can keep our lives on, or that we keep that 1 cedi in our pockets and then the Dumsor will come back to this country. President Mahama is a listening president. We care so much, so far so good. All Ghanaians can attest to what is going on in the country. The currency has stabilized. The fuel prices are going down on a daily basis. Ghanaians can breathe some fresh air around, that we are trying to do something new that will benefit everybody.
All right.
And so we didn't say we have cancelled this particular levy. We said we have postponed the levy.
Okay.
As and when the indicators are okay, that we think that when we introduce it to not affect Ghanaians so much, we'll bring it back.
All right, thank you very much.
And Ghanaians until we are seeking.
All right, thank you very much, Honourable. Nana, let me read just some few messages. See my time. Nana, you make your point so that I read the messages and end it.
I mean, this is good news. This is to tell us that indeed the government has listened to the operators in the sector, and he understands what is happening in the market. When I personally heard about the attacks from the Iranians on Israel and vice versa, what I told myself was that government would have to be careful with the oil sector. Because where it is leading, if you read or you follow the international news, they have sent a clear signal to parties that might want to even get involved of what they will do. And me, it is not about the levy. It is about whether or not we have made adequate preparation to have enough reserve that can take Ghana some years. Because if this war between these two countries persists, it's going to affect the production of this crude, and it is going to affect supply.
All right, Nana.
And so we should put in measures to have enough reserve.
All right, thank you very much. A few messages on Facebook. We always promise our Facebook viewers that we will read your messages. Obama Nation says, good morning, and your lovely listeners, especially the great people of Ward K electoral area. I'm enjoying your program. Keep it up. And my regards to my lovely father, Honorable Alhaji Alhassan Soini, as Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu, and my NLA boss, Honorable King Salam. Sami Boachi Asamankese says, is it not outrageous to hear of President Mohammed's suspension of the D-levy? Now is the NDC attributing the internal economic challenges to the Russia and Ukraine war. How are they perceiving Ghanaians? Does it not smack of mischief, hypocrisy, and inconsistency? As for corruption, I do not condone any official who has misappropriated Ghanaian taxpayers' money. So if indeed the former NSS boss has erred, let the law take its course. But if it is a vengeance, then let's collectively denounce it. Regards to Thomas Oheneba, UK branch. Okay, Akis Mr. Rebecca, we read this already. Paris, to whom happy belated Father's Day to Dr. Brian Champo and team. Thank you so much. Paris, to whom says, we have a long way to go as a country. If this is what AG will do, we thank God that he has suspended that one Ghana D-levy. Regards to Honorable Dr. Brian A. Champo, next presidential candidate. Okay, for the NPP. We hear NPP for. I say Honorable Brian A. Champo is your next presidential candidate. Do you say anything? Honorable Ebenezer Nate. He has chosen to be quiet. Nasco Fufu says, happy Father's Day to all responsible fathers in Ghana, especially Mr. Samuel Adai, GPRTU Vice Chairman Ashanti. Lucifafa Kojo Zanu says, a few months ago, they insisted that the contract hadn't expired. Fantastic. Wilberforce says, as I say, glorious happy birthday to Nana Ama. Okay, birthday, I said, well, read all the birthday messages, okay? Obo, tell Honorable that he's lying. I've been buying a letter about a letter before. Okay, so he's been buying a letter, Honorable. Emil Smith says, good morning, fantastic. Wilberforce comes like, okay. So Francis Kwesi says, good morning, FM station. No, this is a TV station, okay? And that'll be it for the message. Oh, no, I have. Okay, that'll be it for the messages. Thank you all so much for sending your messages to us. We are grateful, and this is all time will permit us for this segment on the show. Now, today is Money Making Monday. And so if you have a young one in the university, then you have to make sure that your young one learns a trade today and makes money in the right way, not the wrong way. Now, even on, Newsflash segment, today we are speaking about how society should not condone the making of money through illegal ways, because we are here just because we keep on condoning such acts and we keep praising people who make money in dubious ways. It's about time we stop it today. And so, Money Making Monday, what do we do with regards to our students in universities and tertiary educations, and how do they make money the right way? Thank you so much, Honorable Ebenezer Nate, who represented the NPP this morning.
You asked me a question.
Yeah, which one?
About NPP presidential primaries.
Yes.
We are not there yet.
Okay.
And for me, I believe all those that have shown interest, Dr. Brian Champon, Mahmoud Baumia, Joe Gatti, all of them, I believe strongly
they deserve it.
That they deserve.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So you're not there yet, and Alaji and the wife are campaigning.
Okay, that's
even
okay.
if Alaji decide
that's fine. I have to
go come back.
Honorable,
unfortunately not.
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately not.
Honorable,
if Nana decide to come back,
the NDC this morning, and Nana
we have given him
who represented the movement for change. Thank you so much, Nana. We are grateful that all of you came in today.